In 1986, over 30 million viewers tuned in to watch a 2-hour live broadcast on American television. It wasn't a sports game, political debate, or popular talk show. Instead, they eagerly watched as a secret room belonging to notorious gangster Al Capone was breached in the basement of a Chicago nightclub. Despite 39 years having passed since Capone's death, the fascination with the underworld kingpin remained. The contents behind the wall were a mystery, speculated to be millions of dollars. Federal tax agents were present, alongside journalists, anticipating the discovery. There were speculations that the secret room behind the wall might contain the bodies of Al Capone's enemies. However, when the wall was finally breached, people were disappointed to find only dirt and a few dirty bottles. The highly anticipated show quickly turned into a letdown. Al Capone, a symbol of organized crime in America, had captured people's imaginations, but the reality fell short of expectations. Despite his notorious reputation as a ruthless criminal in the 1920s, the colors of his vibrant life eventually faded away. Born in New York City to Italian immigrant parents, Al Capone defied his law-abiding family background to become a notorious gangster. From childhood, he exhibited organizational skills, a craving for fame, and a disturbing capacity for cruelty. His path diverged from that of his siblings, showcasing the unpredictability of individual trajectories. Expelled from school in 6th grade after assaulting a teacher, Al Capone abandoned education at just 14 and immersed himself in the streets of Brooklyn. He juggled odd jobs while engaging in petty crimes, showcasing his versatility. Capone's encounter with Johnny Torrillo, a respected criminal boss, proved fateful. Torrillo, recognizing Capone's potential, secured him a position at a nightclub through his connection with Frankie Vale. Torrillo became Capone's lifelong mentor, despite his unassuming demeanor. At 16, Al Capone worked as a bouncer at a nightclub, encountering criminals and city elites regularly. However, this job brought him unwanted experiences, contracting syphilis and getting stabbed in the face, leaving a scar and earning him the nickname Scarface. Capone disliked the nickname and tried to conceal the scar in photos. At 19, he almost left his criminal career to marry Mary Josephine Coughlin with parental consent. Capone became an accountant in Baltimore, but returned to criminal activities later. He and Mary had a son, Sonny, who had congenital syphilis and hearing loss, prompting Capone to learn sign language. Al Capone's son, Albert, led a mostly lawful life. He had one minor offense, stealing a trinket, resulting in 2 years of probation. Apart from that, he remained away from illegal activities until his death in 2004, using the surname Brown. On the other hand, Al Capone's promise to leave a life of crime was short-lived. After his father's death in 1920, he was drawn into the criminal underworld by Johnny Torrillo, a prominent figure. In Chicago, Capone's criminal career flourished, with suspicions of various crimes, including murder, but lacking witnesses for prosecution. Capone also brutally attacked a rival gang member, almost killing him. Prohibition enabled Capone and Torrillo to profit from bootlegging, the illicit production and smuggling of alcohol. Capone's street smarts and numerical skills propelled him to become a partner in Torrillo's operations. When Al Capone's family joined him in Chicago, he changed his behavior and became more responsible. The illegal liquor market was undergoing changes, requiring protection from police and politicians. Capone and the Torrillo gang resorted to bribery, campaign sponsorship, and even election interference. In the 1924 Cicero elections, they used over 200 gangsters to intimidate voters, vandalize party headquarters, and engage in violent acts. This resulted in deaths, kidnappings, and chaos. Capone's brother Frank lost his life during one of these incidents. Capone remained an active member of the gang, and their victory in the election solidified their control in Cicero. However, conflicts with rival gangs escalated, leading to a 5-year war with the Irish gang led by Jaime Weiss. Capone narrowly escaped assassination attempts, and Torrillo himself was injured. The war claimed the lives of over 700 people. At the age of 26, Capone became the new boss after Torrillo's departure. He embraced a flashy lifestyle, making the luxurious Metropole Hotel his headquarters. Known for his extravagant spending and cash transactions, Capone was believed to earn around $100 million annually. His reign was short but impactful, leaving a lasting legacy and inspiring fictional crime bosses. Capone revolutionized gang warfare by popularizing machine guns, hand grenades, and car bombings. He expanded his operations beyond bootlegging and gambling, controlling prostitution and racketeering through brothels and illegal casinos. He corrupted businessmen and police officers in Chicago, and his influence was far-reaching. Bootlegging remained his main source of income, with a network smuggling alcohol from Canada and underground distilleries. Those who defied Capone often faced destructive consequences. To conceal his illicit wealth, Capone cleverly set up low-cost laundromats across Chicago. These businesses, intentionally operating at a loss, served as a front to legitimize income from illegal activities like racketeering, prostitution, and bootlegging. This tactic, now known as money laundering, allowed Capone to enjoy a luxurious lifestyle and capture media attention while evading tax charges. Capone's extravagant way of life, marked by fancy suits and expensive cars, was widely known. Despite posing as a furniture dealer, his criminal activities were an open secret, yet gathering sufficient evidence against him proved challenging. While Capone displayed the skills of a successful entrepreneur, his criminal reputation tarnished his image. To project a benevolent persona, he regularly made charitable donations and established free soup kitchens during the Great Depression to help the unemployed. Though consistent with traditional mafia practices, these acts of charity garnered support from many contemporaries who defended Capone and refused to speak ill of him, even in later years. Despite his criminal activities, many saw Al Capone as a generous figure. Chicago strangely held a fondness for him, even amidst the chaos. However, a violent conflict with the Irish gang persisted, resulting in a $50,000 bounty on Capone's head. He miraculously survived an assassination attempt in his hotel room, leading him to acquire an armored car for protection. This remarkable Cadillac later caught the attention of President Franklin Roosevelt. During his reign, Capone successfully eliminated Jaime Weiss, a rival Irish gang leader. In 1926, Al Capone faced trial for the accidental death of prosecutor William McSwiggan. Despite his involvement, there was no direct evidence linking Capone to the incident. Evading capture, he hid for 3 months before deciding to confront the charges and was found not guilty. However, his troubles were far from over. Rival gangs posed increasing challenges, with the Irish gang attacking his operations and betrayals within his own circle. Capone sought revenge by eliminating key rivals, including Frankie Yale and Bugs Moran. The turning point came in February 14, 1929, when Capone orchestrated a plan to eliminate the rival gang leaders, leading to significant consequences. Al Capone devised a carefully planned operation led by hitman machine gun Jack McGurn. They observed the Irish gang and arranged a meeting on February 14, 1929, intending for peaceful negotiations. Disguised as police officers, Capone's men mistakenly opened fire on the Irish gang, resulting in heavy casualties. This incident tarnished Capone's reputation as shocking crime scene photos circulated. The public outrage led to government action, with President Herbert Hoover appointing Elliot Ness to dismantle Capone's illegal activities. Ness and his incorruptible squad targeted and destroyed Capone's secret liquor factories, causing significant financial setbacks for the gang. Elliot Ness and his team, the Untouchables, targeted the gangster's profits rather than seeking trial evidence. Simultaneously, the Department of Justice worked to bring Al Capone to trial despite his clean legal record. Capone faced various charges in 1929, including contempt of court and illegal weapon possession, resulting in a 1-year prison sentence. However, prison did not impede Capone's control over his criminal empire. He was relentlessly pursued and faced additional charges, leading to a 6-month prison term and expulsion from the state. In 1931, Capone faced an unexpected charge of tax evasion, which weakened his influence. Despite attempts to settle with a substantial fine, the government refused, and Capone received an 11-year prison sentence. His failure to hire a top tax law attorney likely contributed to his downfall. Al Capone, once a powerful figure, succumbed to illness and addiction in prison. Afflicted by syphilis, gonorrhea, and cocaine addiction, he became a shadow of his former self. His deteriorating health led to a mental decline, and he spent his days stitching shoe soles in prison. The stress worsened his condition, and his letters became incoherent. Attacks from fellow inmates further weakened him, with only one sympathetic friend, Morris Radinsky, providing some comfort. However, their friendship raised suspicions, resulting in Capone's transfer to the strict Alcatraz prison, known for its rigorous regime and isolation. Al Capone's mental state deteriorated during his time at Alcatraz, surviving a prison stabbing and spending his final year in the hospital. Released after 7 years due to his failing health, Capone was a broken man at 40, his brain irreversibly damaged by untreated syphilis. In 1947, he suffered a stroke, pneumonia, and a heart attack, leading to his death at 48. Initially buried in Chicago, his remains were later moved due to the influx of visitors. Interestingly, one of Capone's 9 children, James Vincenzo Capone, took a different path, becoming a federal agent and capturing murderers. James learned of his brother Al's crimes through newspapers, highlighting their contrasting destinies. The toll of a life filled with chaos eventually caught up with Al Capone, causing him to lose everything he had gained during his criminal career. It raises the question of whether such achievements should be celebrated, as Capone himself questioned the justice of prohibition, viewing it as an unjust law until his final days. Let us know your views in the comments section, and do like, share this video, and subscribe to our channel for more such content.